Well, hello again, everybody. This is Bob Martin, the RCSubGuy with the Nautilus Dry Docks, and it's time to break into a new week. We got a bunch of awesome things on the agenda for this video. We got a bunch of submarines to test out. I really don't want to wait any longer. It's Sunday morning, it's beautiful outside, and the top secret test facility is beckoning. So, as I mentioned, there's a bunch of subs I want to get in the water. There's 3, actually. We want to get some of these off the bench. We got Alvin, that needs trim. We've got the Hunt for Red October submarine. We need to test the pump. Now that we've upgraded to 11.1 volts over 7.4 volts. If you guys remember last week, it wasn't pumpifying. There was no propulsiveness going on from our Caterpillar. And we need to do a final test of our mystery LA. All right, I've decided we're going to kick things off with the LA because I really want to see if our upgraded pump works. If you guys watched the last video, you'll have seen I took that old nasty 6-volt gear pump out, put a 12-volt in there along with a solenoid valve so we won't bleed ballast anymore. Now we need to see if it's going to work and where our trim is now that we've added all that extra weight. So I'm liking the trim, just a little bit of positive buoyancy. LA's got virtually no, reserve buoyancy. Just needs to be up like this, okay? Now let's see if we can dive. It's going down perfectly level. Look at that. Come back up, baby. Oh yeah. Oh yeah! I think this is gonna work. Could probably put just like one more little weight in the front. But I like it. I'm feeling that. I'm just putting you guys down on a rock because I need 2 hands to drive. Alright? I do. Well, there is something up with the boat. It is not going quickly at all. And on 12 volts, it should be hoofing it. I don't know what's up. I just don't know. Look how slow that's coming out. What is going on here, people? It's just dripping. I mean, to me, that looks like it should be moving, right? Like, fast. So, a couple of things. I think whatever motor he's got in there is high RPM, low torque. Because it goes quick out here. But as soon as you get it in the water, it just dies. It just dies. And I don't know why the pump is pumping so slowly now. Because it dove really fast. All right, I think I solved the mystery. There's nothing wrong with the boat, I don't think. The battery was at like 11 volts, which is not good. They're brand new batteries. I just thought they would be, charged enough to test. That is not the case. So it's on the charger right now. This other battery, which came from the same case, I'm going to assume is also not charged. All right, this is what we're going to do for the Red October. We're going to run 2 tests, one with the original 7.4 volt lithium polymer battery pack, and we're going to run another one with a 12-volt battery pack, and we're going to see and compare the output of the Caterpillar drive. 7.4-volt battery pack, Caterpillar drive test in 3 to 1. .12-volt test in 3, 2, 1. That is not that much better. I mean, it's better, but it's not that much better. And it's not shutting off again. All right, I'm going to be honest with you guys. We're striking out here today. I mean, the LA is fine. We need to charge the batteries up. That's not a problem. The whole Typhoon thing is aggravating. That remote switch is going to need to be culled from the equation. We're just going to plug it in direct, eliminate it from the whole problem, and not have to worry about it anymore. Because I don't want to throw another remote switch at it. Just keep throwing parts at it. Our only hope is the Alvin. And the radio, you remember how we had that problem last week where I turned the radio on, turned the boat on, and it went into fail-safe mode? Is doing it again. I think it's the battery in the radio. I got to get a brand new transmitter battery. But we can test the static floatability, buoyancy, trim. We need something just to go right today. Just one thing. That's all I'm after. All right. Well, I mean, this looks pretty dang cool. It's floating really high, like really high. I don't think it should be floating that high, but it's level. Which means the good thing, maybe we're just adding weight, but I can't test the ballast system until the radio situation is rectified. This looks perfect, guys. Like, absolutely perfect. Okay, well, I guess we can go see if we can fix this whole radio scenario. Is there anything trapped in there? What's going on? Why is this working so well? Well, I'll tell you what, boys and girls, this has not been an awesome start to this week's video. Dead battery in LA. No performance improvement in Typhoon. And the remote switch died. In Alvin, the radio is dead. I boosted the original radio with a new battery pack. Same thing, no response. So now I got to crack all the way back into this, pull everything out again, swap out the radio, which means another $300 to throw at that. That's awesome. Okay, you know what? It is what it is. Yeah, we'll look after that tomorrow. All right, it's Sunday morning. Yesterday was not a good day for subs here at the dry docks. We're going to start with Alvin. That's straightforward. This Ace RC is going in the garbage. We're putting Free Sky 900 megahertz in there, which means this whole thing needs to get disassembled. Not the end of the world, but not anything I was hoping to have to do. Well, as much of a pain in the ass as it is to have to dissect this, it goes quickly. I'll just say that. This is the offending piece of hardware right here, this stupid thing. And we're going to replace it with this. It's fine. It's all good. Hey, guess what? I'm exactly where I was, yesterday. Only 2 hours of labor and $300 behind. So here we go. Alvin, upgradified. Radio's all in and programmed. Quickly. Look at that. Look at that. And the pump. Everything works. Stupid old radio. Now we're ready to throw this thing back in the water. I have a hunch, based on yesterday, that we are going to need to add some weight in the back here. But I think we can just put some stick-ons on the keel, and actually that would look super cool too. Maybe even here. I don't know. We'll see. Whatever looks best. But we'll grab that when we throw it back in the water once the sun comes out. So that's all done. Now I got to think about the pump, the ballast on LA. All right, thinking about LA here. There's a couple of things going on. When it submerged, it went pretty quick. But when it emerged, you guys saw it was just like peeing out. That pump should be like spraying. So there's a restriction. Now it could be there was a kink. We're going to test this system kind of out of the boat and see what kind of flows we get through that solenoid valve. Make sure that that's not an issue. It could be that this little tiny hole right here, that looks pretty dang big though. Man, I thought maybe it was restrictive, but we got to testify. I'm going to get some water in here and we'll just do some running and see what happens. All right, so I've isolated the pump and solenoid from the rest of the boat. So now we're just testing this subsystem itself. Water will get sucked up from here and should in theory come out here. Stay. All right, let's see what happens. Boat's on. Other way. Nope, this way. I want you to notice, as I'm trying to operate the pump, the throttle's going. It's because the ballast is on the same stick as the throttle. So if, for example, you just wanted to do the throttle, odds are good you're going to bump this and you're going to move your boat. I hate when people put ballast on the left stick. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, I'm going to try again. Yeah, that's a healthy flow we got going on there, people. Can I move this like this so you can see? Can I do it? This is very complicated to do with one hand. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Now we got it. The subsystem is working well. I think I kinked the hose. I think I kinked it. Let's put it back in there and we'll make sure we don't kink anything. And hopefully it'll work. Again, I've got the subsystem hooked up. The only difference now is that the inlet is here as opposed to here. So let's see what this does. Oh yeah, that water's going down. Look at that. That pump's leaking. You guys see that? Did you see that? It's not backflowing. Okay. So the only issue is that pump is leaking. And I think what you could probably do is just take this faceplate off, double check this seal here, maybe even torquify these nuts and we'll be all right. Let's go the other direction, see what happens. Oh yeah, look at that thing pump. Empty. Okay. Well, I was going to turn this into a low pressure system, but screw that. This is working. So this pump's warm. These are not continuous duty pumps, by the way. The good news is once you fill the tank, you cruise around, the pump cools down. You just wouldn't want to cycle. That'll warm up. All right. What is going on with this pump? Why is it leaky? Let's take it apart. I love taking things apart, especially when I don't need to. You know, like this should just work out of the box. You'd think. There were a couple drops of water in that compartment. This is why. The compartment is sealed. It's just this pump is leaky. Leaky. Let go. So this is flush right here. It's got a little groove in it. Okay. Could just be maybe it wasn't torquified enough. But we'll check it. And we'll see. Boy, I wonder, maybe I could put a different seal. Maybe I have an O-ring exactly that size. What are the odds? Yeah, 0. Okay, that's good. So I do not have a seal exactly that size, so we're not going to do that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to dry this out. I lost a gear. Get back in. Get back in. There we go. Dried out really good. And then we're going to put a little RTV around there to make a permanent seal. I think the only reason they don't really do that is because they're cheap. It's easier just to throw, and less messy, just to throw an O-ring in there. But obviously it's not sealing. So, yeah, not good. Let me grab some silicone. But not like that. Just like, and then we'll screw everything down, let it cure, bundle everything up, readjust maybe the hose sizes so there's less chance of kinking, and this should be ready to go back in the pool. So here's the completed routing, and this time I made sure to follow each hose. So we go from the intake there into the pump, no kinks, pump around into the solenoid out, into the boat, no kinks. It used to be a kinky boat, and now it's a straight-laced, missionary position kind of boat. This is what we want. We're going to, what are we going to do? We're going to put the lid back on it, seal it up, get it ready for testing again. Time to move back to the Red October. So my previous Caterpillar setup was a disaster. This was the pump, still got water in it. It went into a manifold that split 2 ways and back. And yes, I understand, people. I understand physics, all right? Yes, there's going to be some loss of flow and everything because we're splitting. But I mean, the thing should have moved. Like, it should have moved. We're just going to do away with that. I got these little aquarium pumps. These are super cool. They're brushless motors, but they run just off of 12 volts straight in. You don't need an electronic speed controller. I've already got it set up for power for the pump. So now I just need to connect 2 of these. 2 of these! Each one independent, straight back. And what I'm hoping, is that I can push this back so that the hose outlet is right here. Right there. Then we're eliminating the pressure chamber. We're eliminating the manifold. And in theory, this thing will just motor. It's going to hydroplane right across the whole pond. I have no doubts whatsoever. So let me see if I can make this happen. Okay, I think I can make these pumps work. We're doing some testification here. And this is what we end up with. So it's decent flow, but not a lot of pressure. So this actually could work out. This could work out. And I'll tell you what. So right now these hoses are just a little too short. And I pulled them out here, but that kind of looks goofy. But what if I put a nozzle in there and squishified it a little bit, and it goes sprays, and that way this will look a little better too. Just give me a minute to try and come up with something. All right, I'm feeling pretty solid about the new design. Let's take a look. Twin dedicated brushless centrifugal pumps, straight shot to the back. Some scaled down aluminum tubing that's actually been pinched a little bit in the back. So it looks pretty cool. The only thing I don't like, it's coming out at an angle, but there's 2 of them, so they'll cancel each other out. I think this is going to work. Well, it's Monday, and we got some stuff to do. I had some cylinders that came in from Ron over in the UK, and got those packed up. One of them, I told you guys I was not going to do any more cylinder setups. And I'm not. If you want me to, I'm going to laugh in your face and tell you no. You need to do this yourself, people. But because it's been like 10 weeks, this was before I made that decision, and I've got that to do. It's going to be quick. It's going to be fine. But I know you guys don't want to see another cylinder setup. One thing I want to do, I was telling you guys about that new filament that I was using, that carbon-filled filament. And of course, I was aware of the fact, but some people are like, oh, you got to be careful. It's going to kill your radio signal. Do people know that? Let's test it. So I've got an extra hull section from that gigantic Ohio I'm printing. This is all carbon fiber reinforced ASA plastic. Receiver in Red October lives right here. So what we're going to do is some empirical testing. What we're going to do is fire it up, get a baseline. This thing will read the relative signal strength in what they call dB right here. So right now it's 0 because obviously it's not on. But what we'll do, we'll take this over into the next room, which is just on the other side of the wall here. And we'll take a reading. Let's just do it right now. We'll hook the battery up. And we'll see what our dB score is. So obviously right now it's reading 100 because it's literally right next to it. But let's see. Let's go into the next room and see if going through a wall does anything. All right. Well, it's at 100. Let's go go 98. So it's right at the cusp. Whoop. You know what? We'll just make sure. Let's just make sure we're really isolating this thing here. Mate this right up. There. Carbon shell right over the top. Quick, let's go back. Let's go back. Still 100. Might have dropped a couple points, maybe. Maybe. I guess that test told us something. In this setup, in this environment, there was no noticeable degradation of radio signal strength using carbon fiber. Might be different if you were actually laying up carbon fiber, because these are like little like shards of carbon fiber as opposed to a mesh of carbon fiber. And probably the long strands of carbon would do more to degrade or interfere with the radio signals. But this stuff seems to be okay. Well, I'm out of time in the shop. I got most of this cylinder done in about 30 minutes. 38.2 minutes. A lot of you are probably like, Bob, if it just takes that amount of time, what's the big deal? Why are you whining and complaining about putting cylinders together? It's not about the 38 minutes, people. It's about the hours and hours and hours of service that I need to give afterwards because of the people that don't know how their cylinder works. If you don't build it yourself and you don't understand how all the parts interrelate and how it's all wired, you don't know your boat. You're just an operator, you're not an owner. And maybe some people are just like, you know what, I just don't have the time. I just don't feel like it. I know how to do it, but I'm lazy. And that's fine too, but it's not going to happen anymore. So that's my little rant. I think it's over. I don't think I have any more cylinder builds to do. I just want to show you this real quick. So in this particular build, we've got 4 outputs in the back, 2 servos, 2 speed controllers that need to run to the front to where the receiver is going to be mounted up over there. That's a lot of wires. You know, it'd be 4 of these plus power wires. So what I'm doing, I'm ganging together all the positives and negatives. And then each one of the signal wires will go individually. So now we've got, instead of, what is that? 4 times 3, 12 wires. Now we've got 2, 4, 6 wires. That's much better. A lot easier to feed through there. So, and it cleans up all the excess wires that would otherwise be bundled up in this area. So, there you go. Little hint and trick if you guys are running out of room in your central conduit. I'm gonna go have some breakfast, get this day started, and then we'll hit things again tomorrow. All right, guys, it is, Tuesday afternoon, and Renee's at an appointment. I've finished my work for the day for my real job. I'm gonna get some sub stuff doing. This is bonus time. I'm excited. First order of business is packing up this gargantuan 83-inch long U.S. Ohio class submarine kit for my buddy up in New York. You can see I've got my support still on there. That's going to help support all the weak parts in the missile hatch area there. But this is all carbon fiber reinforced ASA plastic, ultra super incredibly rigid, beautiful. I think this is going to be awesome. Some ABS fiberglass reinforced parts, such as the dive planes and missile hatches and that kind of thing, because we were worried about radio signal getting out from the center part there. But as it turns out, as you just saw, it wasn't a problem. So now I got to wrap up all these parts in bubble wrap, put them in this big box, and get it ready to get shipped out. Then I got a big pile of paperwork over there with some more orders that need to get packed up. But I really want to get outside, test Alvin, test LA, test Typhoon. We are at the top secret test facility, and a very nasty test facility it is. Fall in Texas, which means all the leaves fall from all the trees and go all into my pool. It's fine, because we're bringing Alvin in the baby test facility to test out the trim. So let's see what it does. All right, this is what we're starting with here. It looks pretty even, you know, all things considered. Yeah, boy, I like this radio. Gosh, I do. Okay, let's give it a little floody flood and see what it does. It's going down very slowly. Oh, was that where it's going to stop? I think that's where it's going to stop. Okay, cool. Let's grab some weight and we'll put it on the deck, see what it takes to get it down, put it up, stick it on, and then put it in the big pool. Look at it's level. I can't believe it. All right, let's grab some stick-ons. Doesn't get much better than this. This is basically neutral buoyancy. So what I'm going to do, and this is perfect. I got two strips, one on either side of the keel, and we'll be done. We'll be ready to go. So what I'm going to do, yank it out, dry it off, stick on the weights, and then we're going to go that away. This is it. Let's get this thing going. Little throttle. There we go. Oh yeah, so docile. It's not wanting to dive on its own, do any weird things. Oh, that's cool. All right, I'm gonna rely on the underwater footage now because I need to drive with two hands. Okay, guys, a little post-mortem on the Alvin. That was as flawless as it gets. Like, that was absolutely perfect. It is trimmed, like, within a tenth of an ounce. You saw it hovering, right? Underneath there, just hovering. Not doing anything. Pretty cool. I love how this little thing turned out. I'm a little jealous. I'll be honest. But now it's time to go grab the LA. Well, Houston and everywhere else, we have a problem. I went to go bench test the LA's pump. And looks like I may have siliconed the pump gears. A little bit got in there and seized it up. I tried to get it going. I could hear it fighting. It was trying, but it was not managing to spin. So, pull it out, take it apart, clear out the silicone, put it back together again. I'm done for the day. One success is more than enough. One per day. Apparently that's all I'm allowed. It's Wednesday. Is it? Yes, it's Wednesday. Order of business. Gotta get this cylinder finished up. You know what bothers me? I let the customer know it's on the bench, it's gonna be done soon. It's like, oh, I don't need that anymore. Oh. Would have been good to know. But I got it sold to somebody else. And he's paying me for the parts, if not the labor. So we gotta get this done and off the bench. And then we gotta fix up the LA. And then we gotta finish wiring the Red October. And then I gotta get Alvin ready for boxing. So why am I sitting here talking to you guys? I have stuff to do, people. Time for some testification. So we're going to go through these systems one at a time. We've got the electronic speed controller plugged in right now. And we've got control over that. That's all cool. That's good. Let's try the pitch control. So you'll notice there's just one signal cable coming in. Now all of these are signal cables. So rather than installing this vertically in the receiver, you install it horizontally. So we'll try that here in a second. First, let's plug in the pitch controller. Hoo-yah. We got a little light. Yep. There we go. That's good. Yep. Yep. Cool. All right. So I've got the motor going. The motor's going to go, but just watch this. So first off, we got pitch control, and I can override. Left, right. Okay, that's good. Let's unplug that. That's been tested. Hui! Now we can plug in our rudder and our pump. And like I said, this is going to be installed across the signal bars, not vertically, because these are signal wires. That's what these are, people. Do. All right, so now in theory we should hear the pumpifier working, and we should watch this rudder working. Yep. It's working. It's working. So again, all of that was accomplished just with this little run of wires here. 2 signal cables instead of like 4 signal cables. So much easier. And you got fewer wires hanging out here in the places that you don't need wires. You just don't want too many wires. It gets confusing. And I've labeled it for the new owner. Get it boxed up and off my bench. All right. The cylinder is packed up. I'm gonna get that out of here. It's time to ungoopify this pump, which I totally did not glue, and seize it up. It was not me. It was my evil twin, Roberto. Yep. Just got in there just a little tiny bit. We'll clean this fine. This just comes right off. We'll just clean this up. And maybe we'll just put silicone on the outside. There, that's fine. That just came right out. Yeah, look at that. It's no emergency. It's fine. It's just, you know, you got to conduct your work in a manner by which you won't have to redo things. That would be smart. With the LA, I sealed it back up again with a little more careful application of the RTV. And then I ran the pump a little bit in case there's a goober, it'll just get spread around and seize the whole thing up. No, I did it just in case there was a little bit. It would just get spread out evenly and not cause a problem. So now what we're on to is the Red October. 2 pumps, 2 sets of wires, 1 set of power coming in. So what I need to do, grab my multi-tester and we'll double check. I'm pretty sure this was positive, this was negative. If I was smart, that's the way I would set it up. I suppose I could look back, you know, whatever. We'll check it. And then we'll hook all of this stuff up nice and tidy. And then we'll set the radio up. Because this is on a speed controller, so it'll actually go negative polarity, but we don't want that. So we'll just set our endpoint up by 100% or 50% or whatever the heck it was, so I can put it on a switch, just, and then you don't have to worry about going backwards, which it won't. These will only spin in one direction. Or they'll only work in one direction. They'll spin in 2 directions. They'll only work in one direction. So I'm going to grab my multimeter, do some checkifying, do some wiring, do some sealing, do some programming. Okay, here we go. So now on the switch, this switch right here, we just flip it up, and the caterpillar comes in, and you can hear Ramius doing the commands. So if we watch this, the blue lights should come on, and the pump should fire up.
The order is engage the silent drive.
Oh, it is silent. That is super cool. That means we're basically at the point where, you know, we need to... Telemetry lost. And now the switch is working. You know, I think I might leave it in, because it is working now. And if it stops working, all he needs to do... Not that it stops working, it's just if it doesn't turn off, you have to unplug it anyway, which we would have to do anyway, so it doesn't make any difference, and this will save me a little bit of time. So everything's functional. In theory, it's trimmed. We need to go back out to the top secret test facility sometime where there's light. Shove the nose in the water, power it up, and see if it sprays. I mean, it'll spray. It's going to make water. But then we're going to need to know if it's going to push the boat through the water. All right, we're wrapping it up for the day. LA's curing. Red October's ready. Alvin needs to get boxed. I threw something else on the bench, and you may or may not be interested or excited about it. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, another one. Yet another one. This is going to be a little different. So this is going to the same guy as that. He's building a fleet, apparently, to dominate the world. But here's what happened. He's like, Bob, can it be run with radio? Yeah, it can be run with radio. Well, can it be run with tether? Well, yeah, it can be run with tether. Which one do you want? Well, I want both. We can't have both. You need to choose. But I want both. You have to pick. No, I want both. Okay. Surely there's a way of doing it, right? I think there is. So I found this little guy. And it comes from a company called Polulu. Polulu. Engage your brain. Uh-oh. But the idea behind this, if you take a look at the bottom there, you've got out to the boat, 4 channels, and then you have 2 sets of 4-channel inputs and a selector input. So what that means is you can actually have 2 different control inputs and 1 output that you can switch between. And I'm just going to use a simple servo tester. On board, you turn it one way, you tether. Turn it the other way, wireless. And this is tiny. It's like the size of a postage stamp. This is the theory, all right? This is the theory. We're going to crack it open, see if we can make it work. It shouldn't take long, just a matter of swapping it out. I've done this about 800 times here so far. You guys have seen it. Let's just see if we can make it work. If so, I mean, it'll be pretty cool. Applications for other RC submarines? Not many. but nonetheless, it's good to expand your brain a little bit from time to time. Thursday, got a bunch of orders packed up. They're all lined up out there waiting for way bills. Feels good to get those orders out, getting cleared off my list. I'm a list person. Are you guys a list person? I love lists. There's nothing more satisfying than crossing something off a list. It's the best thing. All right, what do we got going on here this morning? We're gonna dive in to this sucker, pull it all apart, and put it back together again. Hopefully, I got about an hour. We'll see. One other thing I did yesterday, I made a new battery tray for Red October. So now this just drops right in there. In theory, there we go. Yep, nice, locked in, can't move. I got something I bought off eBay. I'm a little addicted to buying things off eBay, even when they're overpriced. But I think this is going to be kind of cool. Let's take a look and see what I got. I think I made out okay. 72nd scale Russian Alfa. This is just about the perfect size for me. This looks really good. Really good. These are fared in nicely. This white metal prop got a little mangled. Well, it's been abused. Let's just say that. But I just happen to have a scale, 72nd scale Alfa prop in nylon. This is like bulletproof, drive over with a truck kind of thing. I think the only bad thing about this is just the little tippy tips of the side stabilizers. This is pretty cool. You know what? I tried getting into it. I'm like, man, what the heck? How come I can't get into it? Let me show you. Let me show you what's up. It's because there's magnets in here. Super strong, ultra powerful magnets. Weirdness. This has been in the water. And I'm going to tell you why. Even though the outside is completely unfinished. This, by the way, is an epoxy layup. It's not polyester. Nice and light. This is nice. Until you look inside. And then it looks like the guy vomited all over the inside. There needs to be some aggressive internal component removal. This is pool noodle stuff here, people. This is not what you use to ballast a boat. This looks like this might be how he adjusted the placement of a watertight cylinder. Very unique. But the linkages look good. These all look good. That doesn't look good, whatever those go on. This is smooth. I like it. Oh yeah, baby. Wow. What the heck? Okay, so there's good and there's bad. The bad is something that could easily be addressed. What is all of this, and why is it all silicone? Oh my gosh, people. Magnets. Love these magnets, man. Magnets everywhere. Did he? I think he magnetized the cylinder. I have a thought. I'm kind of feeling like fate has brought this boat to me. So this is what we got going on here after I spent about two and a half minutes with the old pliers pulling out the crap inside. Still some more work to do. God, this guy loved his silicone. Everything is siliconed. But the good news is it's coming out. It's coming out okay. Looks a lot better now with all that blue crap foam in there, right? So just the other day, had a customer cancel his order for an 80 mil R&R cylinder that we've been waiting for about 10 weeks. Not because of anything wrong with that. He just switched his boat preference. We're doing something different. But that means I've got an 80 mil cylinder sitting here. Check out the fitment of this. It's like it was meant to be. I like it. I think this would fit really good. I have to redo some linkages here in the back, but drive shaft lines up. You know, it's a single shaft with a brushless motor, forward servos. We can put some forward planes in here, but actually I don't even think I will. I'll put them mounted to the upper hull here with a waterproof servo and a connector. Now, the fundamental question. Do I have the capabilities of knocking this out quickly? Being that the hard part with the linkages and the drivetrain is done already, I could have the cylinder set up in a day. I'll bet you I could knock this out within a week. And I could do a full build video, start to finish. Well, not start to finish. It's already got the linkages done in the back. But almost start to finish. And it's an Alfa. Everybody loves Alfa, including me. I got my big 50th scale upstairs, 5-footer. This one's a little better. Now, if one of you watching this wants to give me an ungodly offer and just buy it as it is, that's fine. But I think I'm going to build it out. Why am I taking on more work? Because I'm a masochist and it feels good. This may turn in to a finished boat here in the nearish future-ish. And it's Saturday morning. And as you guys all know, that means I got just a little bit of time in the shop this morning before I got to edit this video and get it out to you. So you can have breakfast with Bob, as a lot of people seem to refer it to. Let's take a look at where we're at with the Alfa. So I've cleaned out most of the crap from the inside, but you can see it's still pretty cluttered in here. It doesn't look very good. Challenge is, how do you get all this crap out? And to that end, I've ordered a set of heavy-duty wire wheels from Amazon. They'll be here today, hopefully. And we'll just grind the whole inside out until we get down to the bare fiberglass. And then we'll clean it up and make it look really pretty. I gotta get this out of here too, and redo this. Yeah, but for now I'll leave this in here because this is rigidifying the hull a little bit. Man, there's just a lot of crap in here. Yuck. But I got other stuff to do. I said I was going to work on that, and I never did. So I'm going to put that in here, and that in there, and that in there. Put that on there. Set it aside. Forget about it for a little bit. And then I got a little project for Bob up in New York. He wants a long piece of 80 mil cylinder. But you can't get 80 mil tubing here in the United States. I contacted a couple of people over in the UK. They won't ship over here. I don't know if that has to do with the shipping restrictions that are going on, the companies that aren't shipping to the United States because of those wonderful changes to the customs rules that were implemented. But at any rate, you can't get it. And so what you can get here are two little baby sections. So we're going to stick them together and make a nice long tube. All right, here's the situation we got. We got two little sections of tubing, and we want to make one big section of tubing. Now, as it comes, you got factory edges, fortunately. In theory, they're nice and square, so not believing, not trusting, set it up on my straight edge here, and sure enough, when this is perfectly butted up, it's perfectly aligned in level. This is what I'm going to be using. Fast Set clear medium-bodied solvent cement for acrylics, polycarbonates, and other plastics. The thing about solvent cements, these actually fuse the parts together. They don't glue them together. It actually melts them and they become homogeneous. They become one, fused permanently. So what we're going to do is attempt to do it without getting a bunch of goop inside the tube, because that's going to make it rather problematic to slide the equipment tray in and out. And then we'll test it after it's all done and cured and completely hard. We'll just make sure that it's not going to break if we put a little force to it. Well, here's the resultant joint. Looks pretty good. Now the question is, did I get a nice thick even bead around the, not thick, we didn't want it to goop, a nice even bead around the inside so that it's completely fused. Now this has only been sitting here for about 2.23 minutes, so it's not completely done yet. We're going to let it completely get done. And then we're going to see if we can pressure up the cylinder and check for leaks. And if it does leak, it's not a big deal. We got access to the outside. We can put a little more around there, and it'll be fine. But maybe we don't need to. I don't know. We'll see. For now, we're just going to set it aside in a nice, safe place out of the way. Right here, this special spot by the broom. And we'll move on to other stuff. It's Thunder Tiger time. Let's see how quickly we can get this apart. Got your stopwatches handy? Go! And we're done. Here we go. There's all the stuff. So this is our control module. And it's got to connect to this. And we got to install a radio and make that all work. So I guess let's just do it. Well, usually I like it when you just plug things in and they work, but it never works that way. So we've got power to the receiver. We got power to the servo selector. We got power to the switcher board. I got power to the boat, but it's in no signal mode right now, is what it's saying. But here's how that selector works. So this is just a servo tester, and this is the indicator light. So right now it's solid with a blip of off, and now if we turn it the other way, it's off with a blip of color. So I think it's doing its thing. I think it's switchifying between this and this. But the boat's not doing anything. So, and there's no power going to this main unit thing here. You would think at least it would work with this right now. I don't know. You know, maybe I'll put a servo on channel 5. We'll make sure that this is working. Let's do some testing. So we've got this figured out. It's working, kind of. Let's see here. Let's power on the radio. So right now I've got the tethered control going through. The selector is selected. And I got the radio with the right hand turn. So right for radio, or you can look here. But right now it's left, so it's tether. And we've got rudder, diplanes, and we've got throttle, and no ballast. Nothing. Zero. But if we do this, whoosh, switched over, in theory. Rudder, diplanes, pump, and that. So the problem here, though, people, it's like this stick is dead. I switched the outputs between the ballast and the rudder, and it works on the rudder stick. Which leads me to believe this stick is the problem. So awesome. So awesome. But I've now shown that everything can work with the selector and all of that stuff. So now I gotta put this all back together again in a manner that is going to leave this accessible, and I can put it all back together again. Seawolf is back together again. This is what I got going on in the front. This is the selector. I just made a little mounting board. Spin to the right to use the radio. Spin to the left to use the tether. And it's all set and good. Here's our charging port for our LIFE battery. A little balance connector there for all the cells. And then these are the charging ports for the battery. It all works, except for the stupid switch And there. So, I don't know, maybe you take it apart. Can't hurt because it's not working right now. Which sucks because I threw one away for another one that I had. Maybe I've got more Seawolves coming, and those aren't probably going to be tethered. I could convert them to radio and steal the handheld module for that. Sure hope it's that handheld thing and not in the boat, because I'd hate to have to put this back together again. Regardless, I can go about testing it using the radio, tried and true X14. Just needs to be trimmed, tested. By the way, if you guys are running these or any other radios, we had a Dive Tribe meeting with Ben Saraceno, the North American sales manager for FreeSky. If you're not a Dive Tribe member, you're missing out on all of these kinds of discussions. Even if you did miss it, you could get membership and you can go in and watch all the videos afterwards. They're all archived. It's all fine. But he let us know that they came out with a new product. It's a 5 decibel antenna. The built-in units and the stock exterior units are 2 decibel gain. So a 5, you're talking over double. I got those in my store right now. So I got that. And then also, if you got an X14, I got carry cases. Because these don't come with carry cases. These are the Econo versions. So you can grab those too. Head on over. I got them on order. They should be here within a week. Within a week. Along with my next batch of stuff. All right, what are we going to do here now? What are we going to do? I guess we're going to make a video. It's still too dark to test boats, so maybe I'll edit some footage. And then if the light comes out, if the sun comes up, we'll test some thrusters, test some ballasts. And we're out at the top secret test facility. It is cloudy. I think we're going to get rain today. My pool is very green. Yuck. Fall just kills the poor pool. But we got the Red October dipping her nose in the pool, ready to sip and spew. So let's move the radio so we don't spray water all over it. 3, 2, 1. There, look at that. That's what we want. Okay, cool. Now, what happens? I'm just curious. Is this going to float? I took a bunch of foam out. Let me grab some more foam. I just want to see how quickly it's going to push itself around. All right, I jammed some foam up in the bow. We're going to need some more? We're going to need some more? We're probably going to need some more. Let's see how she moves.
The order is engage the silent drive.
Oh, we're hung up. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, yeah. Look at that. That's pretty good. So we need a little more foam. I'm going to do some trimming, and we'll see what happens. I think we've almost got it dialed in. This is a nice amount of positive trim. Let's bring it up and see where it floats on the surface. Pretty level. I like it. Let's dive again, and then we'll test the caterpillar. Let her level out a little bit. There we go. It always wants to hook itself on the back of the... There we go. Oh, why are we heavier now? We need to put a little bit of foam in the front. When you're trimming, you always want to make sure you cycle before you lock in your trim. So we're just going to put another little block up in the front there. So this is another little block up front. I'm liking this a lot. All right, let's cycle the ballast. I told you need to. I think that little foam block in the front will also lift the bow up a little bit. Get a little more level in surface trim. What's going on here? Why is it not coming up more? Something just popped in here. This boat does not like me. Does not like me at all. We do not have a good relationship. This was the pop. The tank blew. I'm thinking what happened, somehow, this vent hose got kinked and sealed. And so when we were pumping water in, it was pressurizing this tank, which was never designed to hold pressure, until it blew the seam. It's a pretty easy fix. I don't even think I glued it down. It's kind of sitting in there by friction. Just need to disconnect that one hose and repair it. That was disappointing. And it was doing so well. Let's recap here. Caterpillar drive is perfect. We got the trim dialed in. Perfect. Now we just got to fix the ballast tank. Some cosmetics. A little crew. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Or in my case, 2 steps forward, 4 steps back. Our only hope is that the LA will perform for us with a ballast upgrade. Maybe throw it in the pool. Maybe. And see what happens. It's looking good so far. It's floating. Floating nice and level. So, yeah, let's dive and see what happens. Hopefully I'm going the right way. Yep. Oh yeah, she's going down way faster than before. Well, you know what? I went too far. Because this is a full static diving boat. Oh, calm your jets. Jesus Christ. That's what happens when you put ballast on your frickin' throttle stick. Just saying. Don't do it. Yep. Oh, look at that trim. Oh my god. Alright. Well, let's grab my underwater camera. See if we can tool this about in the pool without smashing into anything. Alright, here we go. My camera battery is about to die. Get down. Get down, you silly thing. There you go. Let's get rid of all that trapped air. Just get rid of it. Whew, okay. Let's go. Oh. Get out of there. Get back out of there. Come on. This is full throttle reverse. And this is full throttle forward. Now I've sucked up a stupid pine needle. Oh no, it's gone. Okay. Well, there's something up here, people. Some good news on LA. Actually, a lot of good news on LA. Let's be honest here. Pump compartment completely dry. I put my finger on the pump and it's warm but not hot. That's good. No water in either compartment. That's good. Trim was perfect. The only, and the pump at the end you saw was like spraying out energetically. The only problem is the propulsiveness on this thing. So I had thought it was a badly charged battery previously, and this thing took off like a bat out of hell for the first few seconds when I launched it, but then it just like bleh. So I'm wondering if the motor in the back is just a cheap Chinese $2 motor, you know, 20,000 RPM brushed motor. I'm gonna have to dissect it and see what's back there. All right, let's recap where we're at here, people. Seawolf. We gotta figure out that controller. We gotta figure it out. There's something wrong with it. Are we gonna take it apart, or are we gonna wait till I get my other Seawolves in like 3 or 4 weeks, or what are we gonna do? I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We'll trim it, drive it around with the radio, and then we'll worry about the tether. Red October. So weird. It popped the ballast tank. That's got to get repaired. But we're in pretty good shape. Other than that, we should see some progresses on that next week. LA, got to get dissected. We got to find out what's going on with that motor. Problem, even if we wanted to, we couldn't put a brushless motor in there because, if I'm not mistaken, there's only 2 wires going through for the brushed motor. Brushless needs 3. So it may be massive modification to try and put a brushless motor in there. Hard but not impossible. Maybe we can figure it out. And we've got Alpha. Next week is Thanksgiving, which means I'm going to have some time off where I can put some effort into things. And yes, I've got customer boats in here, but you know what? It's Thanksgiving. I don't think anybody expects me to work through the holidays. I want to work on my stuff. I want to get that Alpha try. I want to see how far I can get Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We're going to give it a shot and see if we can get it to the point where we'll be ready for trimming. I don't know if it's going to happen. Maybe. That's where we're at. That's what's going to end up happening next week. Thanks for joining me this week. If you like what you see, like and subscribe. It helps us out here at the Dry Docks a lot. Pop your comments and questions below. Have a great rest of your day, and we will catch you next time.